The dirtiest plays in MLB history. Cheating, fights, and unwritten rules broken, from sign-stealing scandals to full-on fistfights.
Mike Fiers, a pitcher on that Astros team in 2017. The most basic signs in baseball are between a pitcher and a catcher. It is for the pitcher to get the hitter off product equipment that was allowed. They brought a video monitor much closer to the dugout where players could go back and look at it.
Major League Baseball might have rules, but it's what happens when players break them that really gets fans talking. Baseball prides itself on tradition, honor, and doing things the right way. But the truth, some of the sport's most unforgettable moments came not from clean double plays or walk-off home runs, but from controversy, chaos, and rule-breaking that left fans either furious or cheering like mad. Today, we dive deep into the dirtiest plays in MLB history, a comprehensive, no-holds-barred journey into baseball's shadowy side. The Astros cheating scandal, baseball's greatest betrayal. Let's start with the dirtiest of the dirty, the 2017 Houston Astros. If you followed baseball even loosely in the last few years, you know the story. But the depth of deception is still shocking. The Astros didn't just bend the rules, they systematically broke them. Using a live feed from a center field camera, they decoded opposing catchers' signs in real time. Then, with trash can bangs, yes, literal banging on a garbage can, they relayed pitch information to hitters. If they heard a bang, a curveball or off-speed pitch was coming. No bang, fastball. The result? A World Series title in 2017, a parade, celebrations, MVP awards. But when the truth emerged, the legacy crumbled.
I have higher standards for the city and the franchise. I have made the decision to dismiss A.J. Hinch and Jeff Lunau.
The baseball world was furious. 0 player suspensions, a $5 million fine, and draft picks lost.
Fans are permitted to go into this season with a skeptical eye, saying, how do we know that these teams are playing on a level playing field?
But the players who benefited the most and touched, players like Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa, and Alex Bregman, were booed in every ballpark outside Houston. They weren't just seen as cheaters. They were villains. They didn't just cheat. They stole history and barely got punished.
Off the plate, make it look like a strike away with break.
Roughnecks, when baseball gets personal, you want dirty? Let's talk about one of the most explosive moments in recent MLB memory.
I credit Bautista, they didn't go down. 8 ejections in the game. Rangers ended up winning 7-6.
Bautista in 2016. It all started the year before. Bautista had hit one of the most iconic home runs in postseason history in 2015, a go-ahead bomb against the Texas Rangers. But it wasn't just the homer, it was the bat flip heard round the world. Rangers players took it personally. And 1 year later, Bautista slid hard into second base, trying to break up a double play. Odor wasn't having it. He threw one of the cleanest right hooks in baseball history, landing square on Bautista's jaw. Benches cleared, chaos erupted. Forget throwing hands, Odor threw the entire rulebook out the window. And fans, they were split. Some loved it, some hated it.
11-6. Each club has made one error. We've got an argument going. And Wheeler was sprinting toward the hole. This all about. Odor was into it with the home plate umpire. No, it's an Astros now. Odor showboated on his 2-run homer to the upper deck in the 3rd inning.
But no one forgot it. The unwritten rule, broken and buried. Baseball is filled with unwritten rules, traditions passed down like sacred gospel. Don't showboat, don't swing 3-0 in a blowout. Don't steal when you're up big, don't admire your home run for too long, but some players don't play by those old school standards. Yerman Mercedes went yard off a position player, another unwritten no-no. Manny Machado spiked Dustin Pedroia on a slide at second, a move many considered intentional.
Trumbo becomes the runner at first base.
There's the slide, he makes contact, but then he comes up and over the back. Looks like he did get spiked in the back of the leg.
Bryce Harper, especially in his early years, would flip his bat halfway to the moon after going yard. In past decades, those actions would get a pitcher throwing high and tight in your next at-bat. But today, these new age stars are flipping the script and pissing off the purists. The Bash brothers, back in the late 80s, Jose Canseco and Mark McGwire weren't just launching home runs, they were launching a movement. Together, they became known as the Bash brothers.
With myself and Jose Canseco, we were matching forearms one day in the clubhouse, and
the Oakland A's, towering home runs. Massive biceps, swagger that screamed dominance. But it came at a price. Years later, both admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs.
And you guys became the Bash Brothers.
Yes. We did it not knowing that it was going to turn into some type of social media was big back then, of course it wasn't.
Canseco, in particular, became a whistleblower for the entire steroid era, their achievements. 40 home run seasons, MVP awards. Fear from every pitcher they faced, but the legacy tainted. They didn't just cheat, they defined the steroid era. And yet, there's still a strange admiration for how they did it. The power, the showmanship. The brotherhood, they weren't just jacked. They were juiced. More infamous dirty moments. If you think that's the full list, think again. Here are even more jaw-dropping dirty plays. Michael Pineda caught with pine tar blatantly smeared on his neck during a televised game. He didn't even try to hide it. Albert Bell caught using a corked bat, and when MLB tried to confiscate it, a teammate broke into the umpire's room to try and switch it. A-Rod Alex Rodriguez infamously slapped the ball out of Bronson Arroyo's glove during the 2004 ALCS.
The ball gets loose. Jeter coming all the way around. Comes out of the dugout.
He swatted.
Out of the glove of Arroyo.
Pedro Martinez, one of the best pitchers of his generation, shoved Don Zimmer, an elderly coach, to the ground during a playoff brawl. Dodgers vs. Padres in 2023 saw one of the most intense bench-clearing brawls in modern MLB, complete with haymakers, ejections, and literal chairs flying. These weren't just violations, they were iconic, viral, cemented in baseball lore. The dirty legacy. Why these moments stick? Baseball is a sport rooted in history, but not all of that history is clean.